Hey guys, Mars Singing here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we got this seemingly unimportant update in the news, but it does give us a very interesting indication of things to come. So this says, regarding the missions of certain events, this came out this morning, 9 AM UK time, so it would have been sort of like 1 to 4 AM depending on where you are in the US. Dear players, thank you for your support of Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Please note that the missions of the following events will be updated in early July. So, in search of greater power, God level intensive training, which is the Whis event essentially, and then master it, special technique of hope, which is the Trunks and Goten like weekly link skill orbs event, basically the one that you can do. I don't know if because obviously you can only do it each week, so if you miss a day, you kind of then it's like a week, it's always going to be the same day of the week, and if you keep missing one it puts it off. So mine is every Friday. I think I've been doing it on the right day, but let me know. But yeah, these two, please note, after the update you will not be able to complete the current missions and claim the corresponding rewards. I mean, if you've been doing these as soon as they're available, obviously the Whis event, there's always been a daily mission for quite some time now to do one run on the stage, which is pretty much the only time I ever run it because the drop rate is not particularly good, as we know. But yeah, if you haven't done the current missions, they're going to essentially be replaced. So make sure to double check, and obviously if you do have missions left for those events that require certain numbers of clears or anything like that, make sure you work on doing those before those are overwritten by the new ones. So if on the surface, like I say, this doesn't really seem like it's anything that crazy, right? It's just these events are having their missions updated. So why is that important? So if we take a look, we have a tweet here from Rick, one of the data miners that we talk about quite a lot, shares a lot of information from the game files and everything that we get from the various data downloads and stuff like that, right? And it says here, there it is, as expected. This is the first direct, in quotes, bit of evidence that supports the global Dokkan campaign starting on July the 7th. And obviously just quotes the actual news update here. Now you might think to yourself, like, well, what does that have to do with the start of the global Dokkan campaign? And it is in reference to this previous tweet that we can take a look at. And this is from May, all the way back in May. So this is something that was noticed based on previous trends. So if they reset the missions for the Whis event and the Link Skill Orb event for the Global Dokkan campaign, like they did for the last Worldwide Celebration and Anniversary, we could find out the start date of the Global Dokkan campaign soon. This was posted exactly a month before Anniversary, and the PST will say late June or early July. So basically the missions were updated before the anniversary for these two events, and it was posted a month before the anniversary event started. And obviously, as we can see, this one from today has been posted today, which is the 7th of June, and that would be exactly 1 month before, and it says early July. So basically exactly as predicted. So this is essentially looking at the trends of what we've seen happen before in the game, and the fact that this tweet is, you know, almost a month old and essentially exactly predicts, like, if the update from them comes out on this particular day and has this wording, right, early July, then that could give us this massive indication. And as it has come out today and it says early July, all signs point towards that, meaning that the Global Dokkan campaign will start on July the 7th. Now, this is something that we had been speculating for a while, because if we take a look over at the wiki here, and we take a look at the timeline for like some of the previous years, you've got the 8th anniversary here. You can see the 7th of July. This is obviously for global, back when the anniversary was not at the same time as JP, of course. And this started on the 7th of July. Now, the interesting thing is, whilst this can point towards the start of the celebration, you have to remember that sometimes with these big celebrations, anniversary included, and I don't know why they do this, but the celebration can start, but the banner doesn't necessarily come out on the first day, right? So for the 8th anniversary, you can see we started on the 7th. We get all these missions for the like free-to-play characters and stuff, and the banners did actually come out, right? The Buu Duo and the GT Duo were added into the game on the 7th of July. But then if we go back to like the 7th anniversary, you can see we start on the 7th of July. We've got the free-to-play characters. We've got the first stages of like the red zone and stuff like that. And then the banner came out on the 8th of July, the next day, right? And then even going back to, I think it's the 6th year. Yeah, this one's even more of a gap, which is odd. So the celebration started on the 7th of July. There's the free-to-play stuff, Boss Rush, was the start of the free-to-play LR Roshi, and then the UI Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta came out on the 9th of July. So we had to wait 2 days during the 6th anniversary. Obviously the 10th anniversary was at the same time as on both versions, so that was in January. But even the 9th anniversary, right, on Global, the wiki page isn't as up to date as it used to be. So the 9th anniversary is not on this timeline, but we can take a look at Gogeta, who obviously was one of the Part 1 LRs, and we can see that he released on the 9th of July as well. So obviously we've got to remember the whole point of the Global Dokkan campaign is that this is now a 2nd anniversary level campaign that we are getting during the year that is essentially supposed to be a replacement for the global anniversary, right? Because now that the anniversary big celebration as we always know it, that was January on JP and July in Global, is now at the same time on both versions, the anniversary date of Global coming into existence obviously is still the 7th of July. So the 7th of July is still basically like Global's birthday, right? And so this celebration, as we've discussed in the past in previous videos, is essentially them taking the worldwide celebration, maybe kicking it up even another notch, because I don't know whether they themselves, they've never really advertised it as that. I don't know whether they considered the worldwide celebration an anniversary level celebration already. I know most people would just consider it like the number 2 biggest celebration of the year. But yeah, they've essentially taken the worldwide, maybe kicked it up a gear so it is on the level of the previous anniversaries that we've seen, and then that takes place in July in that time slot. So essentially we have 2 anniversaries in the year because, you know, with the 2 versions of the game, technically there are 2 anniversaries, right? So the JP anniversary is at the end of January, the global anniversary is on the 7th of July, and we are now having these 2 big celebrations in those places going forward from here on out. Now obviously they've said that the 10th year will continue to be, like throughout the whole of this year, they'll be doing extra special things. We've seen the introduction of Dokkan Day, loads of free tickets, we've got the summon points, like loads of new stuff, and all of that is building up towards this 10th year of the game being something very special. So the Global Dokkan campaign, as a lot of us have speculated, it makes perfect sense for it to start when the global anniversary would have started. We've already seen the timeline that shows the shifting of the worldwide. We still don't know what the potential celebration that was going to replace the Tanabata is going to be, but that will be taking place a little bit later on in the year. But yeah, essentially that means with this update today, as we said at the beginning, analyzing all that data based on what they did before the anniversary at the beginning of the year, pretty much indicates Global Dokkan campaign is starting on the 7th of July, exactly 1 month from today. So that's definitely very exciting. Obviously, we are still in the Tau sort of filler celebration. There should be a Part 2 LR. We talked about that in a previous video. I do have a video dropping a little bit later today going over another interesting option for the Part 2 LR. So make sure you guys check that out and let me know in the comments for this video what you want to see for the Part 2 LR. But most importantly, Global Dokkan campaign, 1 month from today. What do you guys want to see as the theme of the celebration? I know a lot of people are really set on Daima finally coming to Dokkan with the big characters, right? Adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Goma, potentially Adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. A lot of stuff that, you know, we need to get characters that are in other games already, and this seems like the perfect opportunity to bring that stuff to Dokkan. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.